Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel today. We're going to do a blurb on these quarter vent windows in the doors and how to get them apart. I thought I'd just show a couple of the details on how they separate. We're going to be changing the rubbers in these, putting new rubbers in, plus also the frame's going to go away and get re-chromed. Anyway, we'll get this one out of the door. So that's the complete assembly there. Quite detailed, quite comprehensive, and this has to be chromed. You can see all the pitting on the outside of it. You can see all the pitting on the inside here as well. Plus the actual rubber itself is shot. It's had its day, so you can see the rubber inside there needs replacing as well. And we'll do this one while we're at it. Anyway, come over to the table here and we'll show you how to pull it apart. This is the result that you end up with. So you've got the triangle frame there, and that's the rubber that the glass sits and turns into. This is the other rubber piece that seals it at the back, and that's the quarter glass there. This is the order of the washers and the brackets that come off the bottom of the window to get it out of the triangle. This is the Bailey channel track that carries the door glass itself when it winds up and down. So we'll show you how to get it all apart. That's the exploded view. Alrighty, first thing you would normally do is you pull the actual Bailey channel out of here, so you've got the felt that actually carries the door glass when it winds up, and you can see it's basically just a bit of Bailey channel or U channel with felt on it as it pushes in. I've actually pulled the Bailey channel out of this one. So to remove that piece, it's really quite simple. You just need a screwdriver, and if you look down inside here, you can actually see the gap, and this is a press fit. So you put your screwdriver in and just lever it as you go. Don't try to yank it out by hand, because you can actually bend it, and you can see that's just released itself and out it comes. So it's just a total press fit, that piece, and you put that aside. Then you'll see in here in the top we have one Phillips head screw right in the top there. So that screw's got to come out. And that actually holds the back part of the frame where the rubber sits, where the window closes up to. It's only a small grub screw. You can see there, that's as simple as that. And this little piece of rubber that's actually inserted here, that's also a press fit as well. That just needs to get clipped out. This one's a bit rusty and old, so it's not going to want to move very easily. You can see it's coming apart, it's all rusty. Oh, she's been very difficult, that one. So that's the destroyed one. I'll just show you this one over here that come out of the left hand side. That's in a little bit better condition. I think that may have been replaced. So that's what that used to look like. So you get replacements of those as well to put back into there when you refurbish everything else. Okay, set that one aside. The next thing to attack is we have down inside here, we have two pop rivets. Well, they're not pot rivets, they're rivets. We have to drill those out. I've punched them with the centre punch so that it stops the drill from wandering all over the place. They're usually quite a hard surface, so they're hard to drill. Anyway, we'll give these a drill out and get that separated there. I do it with a smaller drill first. I think this is about a 4mm drill bit. Then I'll utilise a bigger one to take the head right off it. See that drill bit wandered off to the edge a little bit, but we should be able to achieve what we want to achieve. So next size drill bit is about a 6mm, so that it can take the head off the rivet. We use the small one just so that we can centre it as best we can. And we'll go in and drill the top off these now. See, that one actually spun off quite well. One's being a little bit difficult because I've got the wrong angle. Anyway, that's got the bulk of it off. As you can see, it's released quite easily. So that frame comes out, and you can see how badly perished the rubber is there. Of course, you know, you're travelling down the road, you get wind noise through there like you wouldn't believe, so that's got to be replaced. Alright, you set that one aside. Then we kind of have a free rein into the quarter glass itself. You can see it turning there. We have to release this spring mechanism here because that carries the rod of the glass to sit down actually inside the frame, and it's also got another pin up in here that you can see. I'm going to show you how to release that and get the glass out. We need a 1/2 inch socket. Undo the spring. Hopefully it's not too corroded and it's going to come off nicely and it feels alright. Oh, another little tip, if you're not sure how the mechanism goes back together, it's good to release it because you can see all the varying different washers that are in here. You need to put it back together the same way. That's a nylon washer, that's a steel washer, another nylon washer just above it there. So you want to keep the correct order when you put it back together. The base of the spring doesn't have a washer on it, it's not necessary. So I'll show you the order. You have the nut, the spring, you've got the flat steel washer which has flat sides on it that stops it from spinning on the shaft. Then you have a thin nylon washer, and then the other washer is in behind here. So what you need to do once you've got the spring off is, you can see in the top of it here we've got 2 Phillips head screws, and that's quite simple. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. I prefer my woman loosey rather than tidy. Put down in the comments whether or not you agree or not. Okay, so we need to remember that that assembly comes off and that the flat side, the locking side of that cam there goes on the small side of the actual bracket. But if you take a photo of it with your phone before you actually pull it apart, it just makes life that little bit easier. So that washer goes there, that's the sequence. Washer there and then back onto the frame. Alright, so you could probably think to yourself, you say to yourself, well, how am I going to get that out of that triangle when this doesn't come apart? And it's really quite simple, and don't get panicky about it. This has got a reasonably new rubber in this edge. I don't know why this one was replaced and the other edge wasn't, but anyway, we're going to redo them all. You'll notice that when you push on the quarter glass, you've got a bit of movement in the actual rubber down the bottom. You can see it squashing down. So what we need to achieve, if you come around this side, please, camera woman, Thank you very much, sexy camera woman. You can see in here, you can see when I push down on it that it will come out of its position, and then you can release it from once you pull this washer off. I forgot that little washer on the bottom there. It's pretty well jammed too, so it needs a bit of a tap. Bit of corrosion hanging around it as well. Oh, that's tight. There we go. So that's your cam washer. It has to come off the shaft at the bottom as well. And then it's as simple as just removing it from the bottom of the base. And there we go. These have clips on the inside of the rubbers. You can see the clip there. And usually the better way to do it is actually get the screwdriver underneath as you travel. And just give it a little kick sideways. And you get them to come out. We're going to pull these ones right out because we want to replace the rubbers, but we also want to send these away to be chromed, because these, of course, when I showed you first of all, they've got lots of corrosion up through here. They're going to get re-chromed. I know you can buy new ones of these, but the chroming is going to be quite economical, so that's the way we're going to go. Alrighty, so let's put it back together, just to show you how it goes back together. Rubber back in the corner. It's a press fit all the way around. Press it into there, press it into there. Then we grab our glass again. Put it in through the bottom hole first and make sure it goes well and truly past. Then you can see that it's only about probably a quarter of an inch that you've got of play there. You push down on the rubber and put it back into its little post hole there. Then your other frame goes back into its position, and of course I'm not going to pop rivet at the moment, but I'll just show how it clips back into where it's supposed to go. Little screw, grub screw needs to line up at the top. So you can see at the top there, got the angle for the grub screw to go in. Hopefully this is a magnetic screwdriver. It is. That just screws back into there like that. Your little rubber piece will push back into there when you're ready. I'm not going to do that with the left hand one because the other one's destroyed. And when this bracket goes back in, again, it's just a press fit. So you need to start at the top angle up here where the angle meets and is correct. And try to push it in with your fingers a little bit first of all. But the rest of it, the rest of the way for it to go in, you need either a sand mallet or a rubber mallet of some description, and just gives that a light tap. And that puts you back into position with your rubber, with your channel for your window. That's basically it. Alright guys and girls, hopefully that helps. Those rubbers always need replacing, and a lot of people look at them and go, oh, how do I do that? But You need to get the glass out of the door, the actual frame system out of the door, and that's how you pull them apart and that's how you put them back together. Cheers.